This is AC Star Alert, aka Awesome. Welcome back to my channel. And this chimpanzee or primate behind me is from the new movie called Primate. His name is Ben, and we go on a wild ride with him. This movie was fun for a January 2026. Now, I still got to do my 2025 best movies and shows because I did comics, and that's coming. But for 2026, we're heading off this year with this new year with a interesting film. This movie was fun. It's a little cheesy, a little different horror film. And this chimpanzee, when he gets rabies, he's kind of like Michael Myers lurking in the background. And they're like, I don't need the soundtrack. The soundtrack sounds a lot like John Carpenter's Halloween from um, the 80s. Had that synth kind of music, and it puts you on edge. Um, the beginning of this movie, we meet Lucy and her friends, and then we also get introduced with Ben being raised by Lucy's mother and being like domesticated as a human being, like raised as the family pet, but also part of the family as a family member and part of the family. But then we get this little scene right here and some other scenes, and this monkey might look real, but it's not real. This monkey is or just chimpanzee is like a human person in this monkey suit. There's from the CGI it makes it look real, but this you can't have a real ape being really well trained or a primate being really real trained to do the things that this primate or this chimpanzee does. This chimpanzee like does a lot of things and knows. Once it gets babies, it kills people in certain different ways. Like pulls people's skull climbed on a where they have lights to pull one of the characters' hair out of the scalp. Tore the jaw part of someone's face, got a rock and smashed someone's face in. It was brutal. It's practical, brutal, gory. Um, Horror, and it's fantastic. And some parts in this movie are funny, like when they invite some of the people named Lucy and one of her couple of friends call the guys from the airport. I mean, from the airplane, go to the airport, come there, and they were drunk, and they had, one of them just thought he had fun with them, like, okay, Donkey Kong or King Kong or whatever, and then he just rips his jaw open. And it's just a fun horror film, and it's an interesting one too. And it's playing with the fact that it's making fun of itself also, but it's also like not taking itself too seriously. And sometimes in a horror movie, you don't need to take it too seriously, you know? Sometimes you don't need to be taking this whole like, oh, it's serious. Now, me personally, I love like monkeys and other different animals, and the fact that animals do get rabies sometimes. Yeah, they don't act like themselves. They don't act like your family. They don't act like your family pet or your family member. And that's what happens to Ben here. Ben eventually gets babies, doesn't act like their normal Ben that they know, that Lucy knows and her sister knows, because the sister gets a brutal, like I don't want to ruin it, but it gets a brutal like attack. Same thing with the dad when the dad shows back up again from his tour. And so of her other friends. One gets kind of attacked in the car. One of them gets a rock smashed to their head. That's a lot of different things I don't want to ruin. Lucy was almost about this point about being killed, but like in classic John Carpenter style, you gotta keep Lucy around, like they did with Laurie Strode. So it's kind of interesting how also, and once he gets babies and they're stuck in one position in the pool. because Ben can't swim, and that's the only safe haven. Um, Once Ben goes in the house and they do venture off in the house, like Ben lurks around like it's Michael Myers, so it's kind of interesting that way. The only thing I wish they had more of in this movie was spend more time with this version of Ben before we get a rabies or graphic Ben that wants to just kill the teenagers in the house or to kill anyone that gets in his way type of thing. If we got more of like we got photos of the mom raising him as a chimp, and then Lucy and her sister and some of her other friends that knew about Ben were used to him. I wish we got a little bit more of the backstory on that before we got this version of like a rabies monkey. Now, I never seen Cujo, but this is kind of like a Cujo movie as well. I'm gonna highly recommend if you're a horror fan and you like Michael Myers, you like Halloween, and you like Planet of the Apes, or you just like the other movie that came out this year, The Monkey. I would highly recommend watching this. Um, you gotta like movies where chimpanzees like Planet of the Apes and even the monkey with a drum go a little bit crazy. So that's my review on um, Primate. If you like this video, put a like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification, put a like and comment if you've seen this movie or are going to see this movie. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, but also put a like so YouTube knows you're here and knows that you guys like these videos.